Hello everyone, what is going on and welcome back to our My Player Career Mode. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you're all doing very, very well. Today, we start our defense of the Bundesliga title. That's right, my friends. We've got at least 3 matches coming your way, starting with Wolfsburg, who'll be looking for revenge after the 6-1 demolition job against them in the last episode, which if you've not seen, go and watch it. There was 14 goals across the 2 games. You're seeing... Well, apologies, because now I've spoiled it if you haven't seen it, but you're seeing the results. And that Super Cup game against Betis, I don't think we'll top that for quite some time. It was a crazy match. And, yeah, just if you've not seen it, go watch it, even if you know the score now. But Wolfsburg to start, then we have Mainz, followed by Union Berlin, and we might even be able to get to this Bayer Leverkusen game right here. And look who's coming up in the not-too-distant future. It'll be the next episode, in fact, Bayern Munich. So they've spent a little bit of money this season so far in looking to try and get back their title, which they'll feel that is theirs. You know, they had so much dominance before last season when we were able to take the crown away from them. But, yeah, we'll see if they can do it this season. Transfer-wise, I don't think there's anything else to tell you about other than what you saw last time, which was the new signing of Weston McKennie, who's joined us here at Borussia Dortmund. Other than that, no other transfers going through. So I think we should just get ourselves off into the first game then, up against Wolfsburg, and see what we can do in our first match since the new season has begun, which of course we are trialing the competitor mode. I am seeing a few of you saying that you don't particularly like it, but I feel like we have to play a few more games before we can make a proper judgment. You know, we've only actually played the 2 last game, or the last episode I should say, and then the game in the Euros against the Netherlands. So we'll keep it on for now. And we are in the team, as you would expect. I'm pretty certain I've changed my number to number 10 to avoid the bug that we were having where it jumps back to number 11. But in for us then, Soria starts in net. Klosterman, Hintega, Jonathan Tah, Luka Jovic on the left, myself, Eriksson and Chan. Palacios on the right and the front 2 unchanged. For Wolfsburg, unchanged being Haaland and Sancho, of course, as you would expect. Kasten in goal, Otavio, Ake, Mina, Zefiuk in at right back, Bracalo, Rice, Sander Berge, Chukwueze, Mole and Sebastian Haller, who scored the only goal for Wolfsburg in that 6-1 defeat they had. So yeah, he gets the start today and we'll see what he can do up front. Here we go. Sometimes when you've just won a league title, it can be a bit of a struggle to find your form in the early parts of the new season when you're looking to defend it, but hopefully that won't happen to us. Here is Sebastian Haller now finding the feet of Mole. And if we want to get the win here, we need to be doing better than we've started, really. Bracalo through to Haller. Brilliant save, but the ball trickles through. And David Soria can't quite keep it out. We're made to pay for a pretty lackluster start inside 20 minutes. We highlighted Sebastian Haller. He was the only goal scorer for them in a 6-1 result. And I tell you what, as much as maybe Soria could have done better, Wolfsburg, they really are looking to take the game to us here. I said we might struggle for some early form. I was hoping that wouldn't be the case. Oh, David Soria, it kind of hits him in the armpit and just bounces through. Right, well, 1-0 down. We'll have to come back from a goal to 0 down in order to get something from this game. Eriksson towards Haaland, who has some space now, but he's forced out to the right-hand side. Palacios makes a move down the wing. Haaland choosing not to play the pass, though, and still holds on to possession. Now Eriksson, Christian Eriksen shifts it back on the right foot. Dortmund slightly overplaying their hand here. Emre Can with a brilliant ball through to Palacios. That's absolutely spectacular. I did not even spot the pass to Palacios. I might leave the little bit of commentary in before that because I thought we'd overplayed most of that. We took way too long to play the passes, it felt like. But still, it was all about buying time and getting this Wolfsburg defence to step out. And then when they do, how about that from Emre Can through to Palacios, who makes absolutely no mistake. 1-1. Here is Eriksson getting a bit too much time and space if you're a Wolfsburg fan. And that surely is a free kick, ref, for a handball. It's in a really dangerous position as well. And Erling Haaland is the man who stands over this. We'll see what he can do. Can he get it up and over the wall? Well, he goes for it. And of course he can. It's the thunderous finish. And Dortmund have the lead before the break. And that was quite brilliant from Erling Haaland. What a free kick. Anywhere near the goal and this man comes alive. Look at this. It's such a difficult thing to do when you're this close to goal as well, to get the power, the accuracy and the dip on the ball. The goalkeeper may as well have not even moved, and who just waved that flag in front of the camera, spoiling our view of that free kick? That's absolutely not acceptable. But even so, 2-1 up heading into the break, and at least we've turned around the game that we were 1-0 down in. Wolfsburg still trying to make a game of this, and had that pass have gone through from Haller, that surely would have been a chance to find an equaliser for them. But for Dortmund, where you're looking back to our usual selves, as we look a lot more comfortable on the ball now than we did in the sort of first 20 minutes or so, playing it around really well. And Eriksen going for a bit of a cheeky pass through, but we still hold on to the play. Here is Haaland, and we made a run straight through the middle if Haaland can find us. Just a bit too much on the pass, though. Otherwise, that would have surely have been 3-1 Dortmund, and the points wrapped up, and that'll be the end of our game as well, as we are substituted here. I'm going to guess that's a lack of fitness. However, there is one sub to tell you about. It did pop up during this game. Not sub, sorry, one sale. I did not see the sale of Tapsoba in the news articles, but apparently he's joined Manchester City, so I'll try and find it for you after this game if I can. And he'll be a big miss for us here at Dortmund. Had a good season last season. He was in the defenders to watch, you might remember, in the last episode as well. So, yeah, Tapsoba joining City. And there is full time from the first game of the day then. Not quite the same result, or what you maybe expect following last episode, but a win is a win. It's 3 points as well. And we've won our first game of the new season. Didn't really play my best football, though. I had a pretty quiet game by all accounts. I guess I'll confirm that by showing you our squad report to show that they are no longer here. So yeah, 2 sales. I half expected the club to let some players go because of the fact that we have so many players. So you can see in the cam roll, no Julian Brandt. As for the centre-backs, where Tapsoba would be, he's also not here. So only 3 left now. Klosterman, Hintega and Jonathan Tah as the out-and-out centre-backs at the club. So maybe need to look at bringing someone in just for squad depth. But ultimately, the squad is still stacked with incredible talent. Players missing out that really could get game time elsewhere. Talisca hasn't really even played. I think he's played once last season, and he's 84 rated. So yeah, I'm still very confident in this Dortmund side. Ultimately, we'll see if Bayern win. Did they win? Yes, they did. So they're off to the dream start. I'm not sure who scored their goal. I imagine Richarlison probably had something to do with it. But we've got Mainz up next, so I'll see you for the team news in just a second. And we are at home for this one. Here are the 2 lineups. For us, I believe we are unchanged from that first match of the day. But for Mainz, they go with a 4-2-2-2. So looking to take the game too as Iheanacho and Adams as the front 2. That's, considering the pace they have up front, 3 at the back that we go with. We're looking at Klosterman and Jonathan Tah to really try and keep up with their pacey front 2. I'm kind of interested to see how this Mainz side will play with this formation, because that suggests to me they're not interested in defending. They want to try and create chances themselves. And of course, every goal we score, we get the music, which we come to enjoy here at the Signal Iduna Park. So hopefully we have quite a few goals for you. Here is Eriksen, ball into our feet. We take it really well, and now we play Haaland, and look at the run he's got over on the left. Instead plays Sancho. Sancho with the ball through. A little bit overhit, but I still managed to make it work. But I can't find the back of the net as we try and lift it over the top of the goalkeeper. Just, it was sliced. It was sliced. It was a poor effort in the end, and I thought the keeper may have got a touch, but no, just straight out of play, goal kick, chance wasted. And you're sensing that maybe just a matter of time here for Dortmund to find this opening goal. How about that for a ball through to Jovic, across to Sancho. Somehow it stays out. And now Jovic again down the left. This right-hand side of Mainz looks very weak as we've started this game off. Too many times Dortmund able to get in behind down here as we've gone to the byline. It's gone all the way through again. How are they getting away with this? So it'll be a Dortmund corner, but the chances that we've just had in quick succession should be Dortmund in front, really, as the goalkeeper punches away our cross. Sancho heads it back out to the left-hand side. There's a delivery back in, and who else than that man with his 2nd in consecutive games. And Dortmund are leading finally. Well, I say finally, we're only half an hour in, but it should have come sooner, this goal. Again, it's just the patience. Sancho heads it back out to the left. There's the whipped cross into the middle. Somebody attack it, and boy, does he do that well. Safe to say that the Golden Boot winner of the Bundesliga last season is showing no signs of slowing down this year. Already 2 to his name as Jovic. This right-hand side needs sorting out from Mainz, and they need it sorting out quickly as Kraft does get a block on Jovic's shot, but too easy. Way too easy for Dortmund to get in down the left wing of them. The right, of course, of Mainz. And the keeper again will punch, but it seems to be the same scenario that we got our opener from. This time, though, Haaland is not the man in the middle. It's Sancho! And it's a carbon copy! Dortmund's front two, both on the score sheet. Two of the exact same deliveries into the box, and Mainz have no answer for it. Sensational header from Sancho as well. And almost as soon as you saw Jonathan Tah play this ball out, we just knew what was coming. And that from Sancho is not an easy header. Full credit to him, because he's off balance and everything. Heads it into the ground. And it just bounces off the turf into that top corner. How about this? Dusseldorf 1, Bayern Munich 0 is the scoreline elsewhere. What on earth is happening? Are they going to have another season like this? I genuinely, I was shocked last year, but I don't think they can afford to have 2 years of the same, you know? That would just be ridiculous, as here is Joshua King pulling it back, and vitally, Intega is there to block Iheanacho's shot with 14 minutes to play. We do have a 2-goal advantage right now, though, so we could fall back on that if we need to. Even if we concede, we'll still be in front. Doku's ball in from the corner. David Soria gets a palm to the ball. Here is Jovic, round the corner to us. The breakaway for Dortmund is on, and you know how good we are at doing this. As we can see, I don't know why they do this on competitor mode, but they send one defender all the way back to sort of try and defend it, which never works, because that's what happens. I've noticed it a few times, actually. In fact, I'll tell you after the music. So yeah, on competitor mode, for some reason, the defense, when you're on a breakaway, I think it's to try and stop the through ball, right? You know, to try and give them someone back there to defend, if that makes sense. Remember, competitor mode essentially emulates what a pro FIFA player would do. So whenever you're on a breakaway, I've seen it quite a few times, they send one centre-back or one defender all the way back to like the edge of their penalty area to try and kind of make you think that nobody's back there defending if you're not watching the mini-map. That's the only reason I knew that they had a defender there, because it's caught me out before, and I've played a pass through and then ended up losing the ball. So it has worked against me before, but today, not quite. And when Mainz were looking for a way back in, they've conceded a third, and surely now the points are ours. Not seen anything else yet from Bayern, so that's really interesting as Mariano plays us, and we're looking for goal number 4. As easy as that, Dortmund thrash Mainz by 4-0, and there's still time left as well. They look beaten at the minute. They look like they're just not interested now. They're waiting for the full-time whistle, and you can understand it, because they've been outplayed by a better side, and a side that, if Bayern cannot find their form, will surely be heading to another league title, because we won't give them too many mistakes this year from us. Here is King. Lovely ball to Iheanacho, and that will be full-time then. Here from the Signal Iduna Park, and we might have had a quiet first game, but we had a hand in all 4 of the goals here in this one, scoring 2 and assisting 2 as well. Question is, what was the Bayern score? I mean, Dusseldorf 1, Bayern 0. Like, I know that we're still only 2 games in, but would you expect them to lose that game? Absolutely not. Is that Dusseldorf's first win of the season as well? I'm not sure who they played in the first game, of course, but yeah, it is. So literally, Dusseldorf, that's their first win. It came against Bayern. Who did they play on the opening day of the season? They played Mönchengladbach and lost 2-0. So I know Bayern were away from home, but that is not acceptable from Bayern Munich. And surely their manager must be under a little bit of pressure. More training for us to do, and we end the day with Union Berlin. And we'll see if we can make it 3 wins out of 3, which you have to say you'd expect us to do on the basis of how we played. Yeah, we weren't at our probably fullest in the first game of the day, but that second one there, we were back to our very best, it felt like. We've seen the defenders to watch, the midfielders to watch, and now it's time for the strikers. As you see, Sancho is named in the strikers to watch, so is João Felix as well. Of course, Haaland in there, so Dortmund's front 2, along with Mbappe and João Felix are the players to watch for the striking position. Champions League group stage draw apparently has been made, so we'll take a look at that in just a moment. But there's a new signing. Dortmund have signed Pau Torres I said we probably needed another centre-back just for depth, and we have gone out and bought one from Chelsea for £57 million. So, yeah, that's good to see. Also, Arsenal made a new signing as Roberto Firmino is in. I'm not sure how I feel about that. He's 32 now, so I think that's just Arsenal needing someone to go in. Of course, we'll keep up to date with how Arsenal and Norwich get on. You might remember Norwich were actually relegated, or they were in the bottom three, I'm pretty certain. No, I think they were mathematically down, right? Yeah, so they were relegated. So Arsenal finished 6th last season. They started off by being 5th, and Norwich, well, they're 2nd. So they're looking for a return back to the Premier League after their relegation from the last season. Should be a routine victory for us. If it's not, then we're really bad at football and should probably retire right now. Let's just say that. Guess which fool forgot to change his number back to number 10 and is now currently wearing number 11 once again. Yeah, me. Same fool that just allowed Union Berlin an early sight of goal. That's not how I thought this game would start, so apologies for forgetting to change my number back. I'm just going to write a note to myself, mental note to myself, to make sure I do it before every single game. Don't know why it changed me back to 11. I thought it had fixed it by now. You gotta say, Union Berlin look the more dangerous of the two sides. They're the only side to register a shot so far in the game. So, that doesn't bode well, does it? And there's me saying that we have to retire if we don't win this game. Look at the run from Sancho. Can we find the run, though? That's the question. There's the ball over the top. It's a great first touch from Jadon Sancho, and this is what we wanted to see! Yes! It's been such a ridiculous start here from us. Quite honestly, I don't know what I've watched for the last half an hour. But then that's the quality, right? The ball over the top to Sancho. What a first touch it is from him. And then he plays it across to the man running onto it. And he basically smashes it in the back of the net. Thank you. Much, much better from Dortmund in the second half of just controlling possession. And now, as Haaland plays us to make it 2 near post. Was not going to go back across the goalkeeper, especially when that near post effort was on. And that was, I believe, our second shot of this game. I'm pretty certain we've had 2 shots, 2 goals. So, talk about being clinical when we've needed to be. I'm quite surprised, really. I don't know if it's us being a little bit off the pace today or if Union Berlin have just been really good to their credit, but not as dominant as I was hoping we would have been here today. Lovely ball from Davy Klaassen. And now Union trying to create on the right-hand side. That was not a great delivery, though. And the touch doesn't really help them, but Bernardeschi trying to open up the space. Emre Can standing in the right place at the right time. Wins it back for Dortmund, and they break away at pace as I tried to play the ball through, which Webster read like a book. And now that pass coming through. I mean, you can see it's kind of end-to-end, but just not really the quality to make the chances in this last sort of 7 minutes as Can whips it out to this right-hand side. Llorente collects, and there's options in the middle. Llorente, back post! That's a beautiful cross. And he makes no mistake with the header. 3-0 Dortmund. It looks a lot more comfortable than it's been here, though. And that is full time. Union Berlin 0, Dortmund 3. Haaland with 2, 1 for me as well. Honestly, I swear Haaland is just built to score goals. He's incredible in the box. Well, I said that was our second shot, and as you see by the match facts, 3 shots, 3 goals for Dortmund. So all of our shots ended up in the back of the net, which is what we needed to do here. Fair play Union Berlin. They did a pretty good job of keeping us quiet, and their only shot came 4 minutes into the game with David Soria keeping it out. I know that I said that we'd finish the episode with Union Berlin, but I decided to go ahead and play Bayer Leverkusen as well. But before we get into that game, highlights of a World Cup qualifier up against Norway and up against Haaland as well. We lost the first game to Portugal by 2-1. I simmed it because I really wanted to play in this one here to be up against Haaland. Myself and Sancho started the game and we combined to give England the lead after 38 minutes. Quite fortunate really though when I was in the box that we were able to get past Ayer. I tried to fake that I was going to shoot and then turn back on the left foot. He got a touch but the ball kind of ricocheted back into my path and then I was able to find the bottom corner. But our lead lasted until the 66th minute when Martin Ødegaard smashed Norway back on level terms. Phenomenal finish from him. But yeah, there was a little bit of unfortune there for us as well, I guess you could say. Both goals had a little bit of luck about them, but there was nothing lucky about this one. After we put on a press, Phil Foden wins back possession, and the touch from Marcus Rashford is sublime. Honestly, watch it back. What a first touch. A great goal as well from the number 10. And Marcus Rashford, that was brilliant and well worthy of winning any football match. And as you'll see, it did end up giving England the 3 points. So 2-1 the final score after a defeat against Portugal. That was the best way to bounce back. And that does it for the only post-con match of the day. Let's see what we have in store when we return to Bundesliga action. Alright then, my friends, it's time for our final fixture of the day as we play Leverkusen at the Signal Iduna Park. They've had a bit of a torrid start to this Bundesliga season, and they're winless in their last 3 matches against us. The last one including the Deutsche Pokal final. So, yeah, they really need something to go their way for them to get the result here. If previous history is to be repeated. You can see the 2 lineups. Eze in their side is someone to keep your eyes on. Playing for Palace, of course, in real life. Very capable of the spectacular. But for Dortmund, it's as you were, pretty much. And Haaland with a quiet game against us for the Norwegian national side. So let's just hope that's not the same story here. Denier into the feet of Soumare, who turns well. Zaccagni, that's a brilliant ball around the corner. And David Soria saves the initial attempt, but the ball is there to be won again. And Bayer Leverkusen are in front here at the Signal Iduna Park. And for a side low in confidence, who started off the season rather poorly, well, they've not started the game off too bad. Let's just throw that out there. And Ritz has put them in front here. And you've got to say, it's a lovely move. I mean, Zaccagni, I don't know how he spots the run of Ritz, but he just plays the ball around the corner. Once again, though, from David Soria's point of view, considering that he is the number 1 now at Dortmund and doesn't have to share the game time with Berkey leaving the club, that's now 2 efforts he really probably should be thinking he's done better with than he actually has. So, not what you want to see from our perspective, but still, there's 70 minutes to go. Let's see if we can turn this around. Soumare with the ball through, finding the feet of Diaby. Dortmund just looks slow to everything here today. They do not look like their usual selves. Zaccagni back for Soumare, who plays the ball to the goal scorer. And he gets it back as well, Soumare. He's been controlling this midfield. And we can't actually seem to get the ball off of Bayer Leverkusen at the moment, which is beginning to frustrate me a little bit. And for the first time, Dortmund look on the ropes. We've not seen this, I don't feel like, since we joined Borussia Dortmund. But my friends, we're in real danger here of losing our first league match, which is not a bad feat when you've played like 30+ games. Eze combines with Zaccagni. And 1 becomes 2. And it's going to take an almighty comeback for us to prevent our first defeat in the league in Dortmund colours. I mean, it had to come at some point. Leverkusen, this is their 4th game against us now. They were beaten comfortably in the first. They drew the second, lost in the Deutsche Pokal final. But they're sat 16th. They've had a torrid start to the season, and yet they've come here and looked like a totally different side. And we can't say it's because they're playing better than us. It's just we have not turned up in this game. We've pretty much been out of 5th gear for what feels like all of the league games today. I don't think we've been brilliant in any of them. Emre Can to Sancho. Sancho with the ball forward to us. We need some runners in front of us. Where are we? Where are we trying to go forward? Because we're not really looking to actually attack so far. Here is Haaland. Off to Palacios. Back to Haaland. That's much better. And Dortmund have a goal back. 24 minutes to play. It's our first sight of goal, but you give that man any sight and he'll hit the target. I mean, I'll feel quite harsh if we do pull this back to 2-2 because we've been awful, but we really have to. And we've shown we can. There you go. That's the movement and that's the play that we're waiting for. I'm just concerned about the fact that we didn't have runners a lot sooner in that move. 7 minutes of the 90 to play. Weston McKennie spots the run over of Luka Jovic. There's the ball into the middle. Oh, and Llorente gets there. It's a calamity by Bayer Leverkusen's goalkeeper. Ordero makes a major error. He looked like he was favourite to claim it. And pops Llorente at the back stick. And it's 2-2. Unbelievable. I mean, there's something in this Dortmund team, I'll tell you that. Because a lot of sides, when 2-0 down, would have just said, right, well, we'll take the defeat then. Our first loss in what, like 38, 39 Bundesliga games, really? At least that we've been here for. They might have been unbeaten before that as well. But quite simply, it's a gift from Bayer Leverkusen because they've dominated most of this game. Possession stats far superior to ours, and that was a gift. Any moment now, the referee will bring this one to a close as, wow, that was... Hintega just about gets there, and it's finished Dortmund 2, Bayer Leverkusen 2. But I need to show you these match facts because everything will be in favour of Bayer Leverkusen, it feels like. I mean, I don't know what we were doing there. It just didn't feel... Yeah, there you go. 66% of possession, 4 shots to our 2. Wow. We definitely just did not turn up for that game. In terms of our Champions League group, we've got a very tough draw. Spurs, Milan, and Young Boys are the 3 sides in our group. Some of the other groups, I'll scroll through them very quickly so you can see who is playing in where. But it's a tough one. I'm not sure we'll top the group, but we'll try and get through as best we can and see what we can do in the knockout rounds of trying to defend our Champions League trophy. And we start the Champions League action with Young Boys. I'm not sure if that's at home or if we're playing away from home, but it's arguably our easiest side, you could say, in the first game. For the Bundesliga, though, there is something to tell you about, and that is that Bayern have had a disastrous start. 1 win, 2 defeats already to their name. You saw them lose to Fortuna Düsseldorf. Well, they also lost to RB Leipzig, so another defeat in their season sees them low down in 12th. Leverkusen, who were 16th heading into that last game against us, stay 16th as they could not hold on to the lead they managed to get. All in all, though, Schalke win and Hertha Berlin win, you'll not be top of the Bundesliga. We'll have to be, a few points behind them. But there's a long, long way to go. And hopefully you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have done, a like would be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for all of your support on the channel as well. If you are new around here and like what you see, hit that subscribe button down below, and I'll catch you all again for another episode very soon. Let's go for 300 likes on today's episode to get yourself another one tomorrow. That's the deal. Until then, take care, stay safe, have a great day, have a great evening. Much love. Adios.